Hello, I would like to welcome you to Tulu's Precious Hands Habilitation Training. My name is Nichelle Ellis, CEO of Tulu's Precious Hands, and I will be your virtual trainer for habilitation. Now, this training is set out for all the staff that's providing HAH, which HAH is a code that DDD uses for habilitation hourly. Okay, so we're going to basically use a PowerPoint to get through the training. You can pause as you would like. If you're not really understanding, you can rewind. That's what I love about putting the training on YouTube. So also you will receive a PDF packet in your email as well to help you with this training. This service is designed to assist division members in acquiring, retaining, and improving the self-help, socialization, and adapting skills necessary to reside successfully in home and community-based settings. The services include the provision of training in independent living skills or special developmental skills, orientation and mobility training, sensory motor development, and behavioral management. So what is our goal? So here at Tulu's Precious Hands, our goal is to enable the member to acquire knowledge and skills and be a valued member in his or her community based on his or her own choices. And we are here to provide training to increase or maintain the member's self-help, socialization, and adaptive skills to live and participate with his or her family in the community. So here at Tulu's Precious Hands, we assist our members in achieving and maintaining a quality of life that promotes the member's vision for the future and priorities. So now we're going to talk about positive teaching techniques and strategies. So basically these teaching techniques and strategies is to basically, give you a insight on, what is the best approach for an objective with your member. Everyone is uniquely different. So we know that, So these are just a few techniques that you will hear, and it will give you a better insight. So the following, it will be different teaching techniques and meanings that staff can use when implementing the individual's outcome. Active listening. So active listening is a strategy to help with expression of thoughts and feelings, productively avoiding inappropriate verbal or physical actions. When a person is frustrated or mad, this strategy may be effective. The caregiver would engage the individual in conversation and actively listen to the feelings and thoughts being expressed. The caregiver will paraphrase back using action verbs, expressing empathy and validation of feelings makes this a good initial approach. Redirection. So redirection is a strategy that redirects a person to a variety of options and choices, and the person becomes involved in one of the choices. Redirection can be helpful when a behavior needs to be changed. Talking. Okay? So basically communication. Communication, talking is a strategy to bring calmness to a situation. This ideally is done more as a preventive measure rather than a difficult situation arising, but can be used for both. The caregiver should include discussion of the situation, the opinion, alternative choices the individual can make, and the positive outcomes that come from the choice made. Modeling. So, modeling is a teaching strategy using demonstration and imitation. Prompts. Prompting is a teaching technique that may be spoken, a gesture, or physical guidance to cue an individual to do a task. A prompt can also be used as a behavior to change behaviors. Okay, and I would like to just say before we move further, the teaching techniques, I did only include the techniques. I didn't include examples, but if you reflect to your PDF packet that I will email, that will be emailed to you, you will be able to find examples there. So we're going to move on to HAB charts. Okay, so what is a HAB chart? Every member that receives habilitation hourly service will have a HAB chart that is uniquely created based off their planning document. The team discuss and create outcomes of what is expected for the member to learn. Then the objectives are placed on a HAB chart for staff. Staff will utilize the charts to implement the objective with the member. Staff will also record the member's progress. Okay. Code meetings. So the code meetings is basically found on the HAB chart as well. So code meetings. To record the member's progress performance of his or her objective, staff will use codes. The following codes are required to be placed on the chart every time an objective is performed. So the code meanings below, providers will place the proper code within the chart box. So for complete, I noticed that a lot of the current HAB providers are, getting a little confused off of the code meaning. So, this training will also be going out to my current HAB habilitation workers as well. But if you for complete is, you will put a plus for the complete. So it means if a member has successfully completed, quote unquote, mastered that objective for that day. Okay. Not complete. So not complete does not mean if you do not do the objective for that day. It means if the member attempted but didn't successfully complete the objective. So the not complete will be if the member completed it or attempted to complete it, but he wasn't successful completing it. That's when you will put a negative, okay? A minus sign. Refused. So refuse is an R. So that's if the member refuses to do the objective for that day. Barrier. B will be for barrier. And that's if the objective was unable to be ran. So meaning if, you were intending on, going to the store so Jane Doe can learn how to purchase a simple snack, but the car wasn't available that day to go. So that will be a barrier. So it would be a B. record performance. So staff are required to place one of the codes of the individual's progress under the appropriate date. So I'm going to take my scrolly here so you can kind of see me moving around. Okay. So basically, as you can see, the chart is 1 through 31. This is a universal chart that can be utilized for the entire month. Okay, and it can be used for any month. Okay, let me go back. And this is basically where the arrow is pointing is where the staff will record the progress, which will be, again, 1 out of 4 of the code meanings. So the number chart. The number chart is based off of the date. The number chart will always have 31 days on the chart to reflect and support every month. The provider will utilize the chart to record a code that will support the outcome of when the strategy is ran. Okay, so as I discussed, the chart is a universal chart. It can be utilized for any month. Staff progress notes. So at the end of the month, prior to turning in the charts, staff are required to document a brief note of how the outcome is going. Some members will have multiple outcomes, which mean the staff will notate on the specific outcome, not for all in one. So meaning each of the objectives will have a spot for the notes at the bottom. Some members will have several objectives, okay? So end of month grading scale, okay? Now, basically, at the end of every calendar month, staff are required to total out the data that was collected for accuracy. Staff must count the total numbers of complete, which you then place the number in the following place. So you will count all of the plus signs to put in the total complete, okay? And that goes in the first box with where it says total complete. Okay, I'm going to move a little closer. Okay. So end of month grade scale continued. Staff are also required to record the grand total of times performed. In order to get the accurate number for the month, staff must count the total amount of completes, incompletes, and refused together. Do not count the barriers. So basically this is saying you will count completes, incompletes, and refusals for this number, for that second number. Okay. Back up some more. For the second number. Okay. So you will count the entire month. But if you had to place a B on the chart, do not count that. Okay. So the first line here will be the completes. The second number should be the grand total of how many times it was performed. Okay. Proper way to turn in the monthly charts. For monthly charts, providers must turn them in by hand delivery or scan through PDF. The PDF must look like a PDF. It must be clear and printable. Improper charts will be rejected back to the provider. Please email charts to time@tphllc.org or timecarport@tphllc.org. Now, we are a team, and I expect for us to work together as a team. You know, I don't One thing I do not want to see is a staff turning in a timesheet, and that timesheet states, you know, I've completed habilitation services, but I have no chart. So you have to please turn in your charts, because your time will be rejected if you do not. And it is very, very important to reflect back to your training tools that we set out for you to be able to document an accurate habilitation chart. Your direct supervisor should always be available for you to ask any questions or whatever is needed on our end. Okay? So Tulu's Precious Hands would like to thank you for, getting through the video, being a part of the Tulu's Precious Hands team. My philosophy that that we really have been striving for beginning in the 2020 is our members trust in us as we believe in them. So our members trust that we will deliver our job in a high quality fashion, and I want us to believe in them, believe in that they can do what they set their mind out to do. Okay? At the end of this video, you should receive a quiz. That quiz is just a few questions. Be sure to complete it. Send it back. Once we receive it, then you will have a completed habilitation training. Like I said, if you have any questions, reach out to your direct supervisor, and she will be able to accommodate you with any questions, concerns necessary. Have a good day.